Hello and welcome to my Elite Dangerous, my adventure series. And while you're at it, on right below the video to the right is a red and white button, and it says subscribe. If you'll click that, and the button next to it is a bell, or it says notifications, so you'll be notified when I push another video. I would really appreciate it. It would really help me out. To the left of that, so below the video you're watching, and to the left you'll see my channel. That's GFM_RDG. And when you get a chance, if you'll click that, it'll take you to my channel, and all of my series are listed as playlists. And next to each playlist it says play all. If you would play all on the playlist that you might be interested in, if it's Elite Dangerous, My Adventures, or if you're new to Elite Dangerous, The Beginnings would be good. And you should check out the Ultimate Fishing Simulator. As much as I like Elite Danger, or most of Elite Dangerous, there's a few things like interdictions that I'm not excited about. And I have a video on that too, of 6 interdictions and a cutter and 1 super cruise run, so you should watch that. That's my most watched video. It's also featured at the top of my channel, but go ahead and watch that. And I'd really appreciate it. And you wonder, why is he going in circles? Well, you look at that back radar. I'm looking for the strongest signal, and it takes a few minutes for it to fully populate. So we can almost go in any direction and surface mine, is what we find out at the moment. So let's go this direction, because there are some upper blips not qualified or verified yet, but that could mean other than raw materials. And we're always interested in other than raw materials, because if there's something strange in our neighborhood, who are we going to call? GFM RDG, because we're going to check it out. So and we have bronzite. We have a target. That's easier for me. And since the gravity is so weak, it takes a while for these things to come down. We grab the first ones that get to the ground. When you press the button, the target button, I kind of wish it would pick the one that's closest. Doesn't always do that. Now this is an icy world. This is Titania that we're on. It's one of the moons of Uranus. And if you watch my previous video on Titania, it's landing on Titania, and we show the system map and some of the details for Titania. Yeah, at the moment we don't show any other than signals. Everything's at the bottom, meaning that is raw materials that it sees, or it's sensing raw materials. And they're a little distance away, nothing close, or the signals would be thicker and tighter together. So, meaning it's further away. But we're checking it out, and our fuel is less than 50%. Still okay. I have 8 SRVs in the ship. 2, the fuel is below 50%. This one and one more that's down to 15% in the ship. But I have 6 that we can use, and you see the signal getting closer together. It's probably on the other side of this crater. It could be in the crater. We'll go ahead. The crater don't look too bad. Be on the side of that crater. Yep. Nope, it's right on the other side of the mound, and you see the white dot on the bottom sensor / radar. I think Elite Dangerous calls it a sensor. So either one. We'll take it either way. We'll zoom into our position. Sometimes they show up on this bottom radar, the fragments, and sometimes they don't. We have 77 out of 300 that we can have of phosphorus. So sometimes I'll come back and scan the area just to make sure that we didn't miss one. And see, I'm using an Oculus Rift S VR headset. So when I look at it, it shows up as a target if there's fragments. Zoom out and you'll see the crater on the bottom sensor that we just left. Let's see. Always looking at blips at the top of the sensor, the back sensor. So at the moment we're just surface mining. As I mentioned in the last video, we had an occupied escape pod a few videos ago, and I would watch that. That's kind of interesting. And we have company. Most of it's security forces because we are in Seoul, and it's a heavy security system, and so they're just checking us out, seeing who we are, what we're here for. all that. Now you have to click on the fragments to be able to collect them. If you don't, the scoop will not collect it. So make sure I mention that. I haven't mentioned that before. Zinc 18 out of 250. It adds 2 to 3, 4, usually 3 more pieces into your inventory. Now, materials like the raw materials, encoded materials, and manufactured materials, if you die for any reason, they go with you. Like they fit in your pocket, all these tons of surface mining. Now, if you're scanning planets for cartographics, that does not go with you. You lose that. So if you're out scanning planets, it's a good idea, which you can, on a metal content planet in a water world or an Earth-like, they pay the most. The average is over 800,000 per planet that you scan of those types. If you die, you lose that. So you need to collect as often as possible. And you'll see on the Discovery scanner on the ship, on the Python, that when I go into a system and throughout my travels through that system, I'll press that Discovery scanner. That collects information about the planets. And that can be sold at a station on that universal cartographics. So you can make money there. When I first started playing, I traveled quite a bit before I figured that out. And it was pretty high. Well over 1 million credits. And I think it was almost like 10 million credits or something like that. And I was so surprised. Well, I don't want you to be surprised. Use your Discovery scanner on your ship when you go into a system. And every once in a while, you know, go by the cartographics and sell those. Because when we're first starting out, we need all the credits we can get. And in second quarter of reality, year 2020, Frontier says they're going to bring out fleet carriers. It's where you could have your own moving station, possibly. They haven't clarified it if individuals can have it or if just groups can have it. So we'll probably hear more as time goes on about that. Tell the fragments are a darker black color. So just make sure. Okay, we still don't have any on our back radar. Okay. I don't want the video to be too long, so we'll finish with Titania here, sys ship.
Ship recalled.
And we'll recall the Python and go to our next destination. Here she comes. Make sure my handbrake's not on, because sometimes she'll try to land on my head.
Cargo scoop retracted.
And I usually come in through the side or through the back. You don't have to be perfectly lined up. With the landing or the docking hologram. Now again, please watch my other videos. Do the play all on my playlist and click that subscribe button. It would help me greatly.